انتو برفقة صوت الغد. النجاح لا يولد صدفة بل يصنع بعد جهد وعناء صامت وتحديات صعبة، هو ثمرة الإصرار والإيمان بالنفس والعمل الدؤوب. بحلقتنا لليوم نستضيف نموذجين ملهمين لقصص نجاح مختلفة بالشكل ولكن متشابهة بالجوهر. أكيد ضيفتنا الأولى دينا الخير من الخير فلوريست، اللي حولت الورد للغة فرح وإلى هوية بتزين أحلام العرسان، فكان الإبداع والشغف طريقة للتميز بعالم زينة الأعراس. ضيفتنا الثانية أنطوانيت خليل سلكت درب القانون، درب مليء بالتحديات والمسؤولية، اختارت العدالة مهنة والدفاع عن الحقوق رسالة، وفرضت حضورها بثقة وكفاءة بعالم المحاماة. يشاركنا هذا الحوار رئيس غرفة التجارة بكانتربري بانكستون والي مهنا، لنسلط الضوء على دور الاقتصاد الريادي، دعم المؤسسة بتحويل الطموح الفردي لنجاح بيخدم المجتمع بأسره. لقاء عن الإصرار، كسر الحواجز، عن النجاح، خاصة لما بيجي هيدا الشيء كله بعد عناء وتعب. بداية بونجور، صباح الخير لكم. بونجور دينا، أنطوانيت وولي. بونجور، جود مورنينج، هاو ار
مثل
يو؟
العادة مرقنا على سي سويت، تروقنا وجينا لهون.
صحة وهنا وتحية للسي سويت. بدي لكم هابي نيو يير. كل يوم هلا بنضل نقول هابي نيو يير، ما بقدرش.
كمان لك لانه
ثانك يو. ايه انا من الجالية الأرمنية.
اوكي. ميري كريسماس توداي.
اليوم امبارح كان العيد، بس امبارح 6 بالشهر.
اوكي.
هنيئا للجميع، ميري كريسماس للكل. ما بعرف اي متى فينا نقول هابي نيو يير، بنضل نقول كل ما نشوف حدا قد ايه بتمد.
كل يوم لازم يكون هابي نيو يير، لانه بدنا كل ايامنا تكون سعاده وخير وبركه.
ولا بس يمكن هالاسبوع لازم نقول هابي نيو يير ويك، لانه صار مارق. مزبوط. اوكي، رح نبلش نحن وياكم هلا. بداية رح بلش من هون، من عند أنطوانيت المحامية البارزة. سؤالي لإلك، what does being a woman in the legal profession mean to you personally?
Suzan, that's a very good question. Me personally, I see myself as an inspiration to many females that want to be a lawyer in a male-dominated industry. I am a mother of 4 children and I have a passion to help people. عايزة أساعد الناس بالقانونية، وإنه أنا ممكن أوريهم الطريقة إنه هم ممكن يطلعوا ويوصلوا الهدف القانونية. لو في ستات عايزين يوصلوا الهدف بتاعهم بالشجاعة الناس اللي حواليهم and the support of the community especially. For me, I received a lot of support in my career from my parents, and they are my biggest supporters, who have helped me and supported me, who have helped looked after my children to allow me to continue my studies and be able to open 2 practices. So I have an office in Bankstown and an office in Gregory Hills, and I've been able to yes, but it's all about vision and trying to achieve your goals.
What were the biggest challenges so far you have faced in your career as a solicitor, and how did you overcome them?
The biggest challenge for me over the past 10 years of my career, I've given birth 4 times, so having 4 children. My oldest is 10 and my youngest is 2.5. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. And being a role model, mum to them, that's my biggest challenge, because I want to balance my life aspirations to do good in the community and inspire others and be a mum to them. So
but at the same time, you have to remember that the legal profession is often very demanding.
Yes.
And there's high pressure. How do you balance? Honestly, you've got 4. I've got 1.
Surrounding yourself with good people.
I've got 1 grandchild now, and I just, and I have 2 children بس إنه من زمان ما بقى أتذكر أولادي بس هلأ بحكيكي عن
No, I do. There was a period of my life where I stay, I work extra hours. I go and do what is necessary for my clients, and I try to support them. So over the break, I had many clients call me. I made the decision not to go on away the last couple of weeks and to stay local, to be there for my clients. So I work outside what the normal lawyer is expected. I go above and beyond. And that is something that in order to be able to make it in today's world, you need to be different. You need to provide a service that nobody else can provide. And you have to work from the heart, and you have to be able to give from the heart. So any client that comes to me, whether it's for family law, or property law, buying a house or selling a house, or it's business law, whatever it is, I help them and I make them feel special, and I am available for them. And that's how I train my staff. My staff are there to support any client that walks through the door.
كيف الواحد بيقدر هيك يجمع كل الأخبار البشعة، لأنه بتعرفي as a lawyer كل شيء بتسمعيه بشع من الكلاينتس،
Yes.
من الموكلين، وبنفس الوقت بدك ترجعي على البيت عم تبتسمي قدام أولادك وكأنه ما في شيء.
صعب, very صعب. Sometimes I go home and I take work with me in my mind. يعني الشغل مش بيسيبني، بقعد أفكر في الموضوع، وبقعد أفكر وأصلي إنه ربنا يساعدني يديني فكرة أو so it's hard to separate work as a lawyer from life, especially when you're dealing with family law, issues with children. الأولاد هم vulnerable, and I've seen many situations where haram الأولاد, they're left behind, and being a mother, it touches deeply for me. So I try my best to separate work from home, but it cannot be
You're
done.
doing an amazing job. Thank you so
Suzan.
much for this insight لهالمعلومات اللي هي عن جد هيك دخلت لقلبي. رح ننتقل مع قصة نجاح أخرى. رح نحكي مع كمان شخصية مميزة عن عالم تنسيق الزهور والأعراس، قصتها للنجاح. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your success story. Your success story is truly phenomenal, I should say. How did your journey begin?
First of all, thank you for having me today. So it started almost 30 years ago. I was one of those women that got married at 16. And, at that age, people usually think you're just going to sit at home. Okay, I was pregnant and had a child at 17. And then I had a child, second child, and a business at the age of 18. So Sawt El Ghad, which was there prior to me taking over through family. And it was one of the first Lebanese spoken florists to open in Punchbowl. So the first that can write Arabic as well. So we were known for funerals when I took over. I had a vision the moment I took it, and being so young, and ما كان عندنا social media, ما كان في you get inspiration, back then, it's all in there. So I knew I didn't want to do wedding. I didn't want to do funerals. I didn't want to be part of sad events. So I would always have these ideas of something bigger. And it all started with Afrah. I wanted to be part of Afrah. I think it sort of stemmed in me when I was a little girl, and Mum was in Lebanon and she didn't get to have a wedding because she was in the haram. So every time my mum ever spoke about weddings, she missed out on a wedding, but she gave me a wedding that had 1,000 people. So weddings was part of me growing up with the conversation of Mum didn't having one, then I had one. And I came into the business not thinking so much about business or making money. I knew I had a purpose, but it was more about survival. So, you've taken this
and
business on.
It's more about creating happiness to others.
Yes, yeah. But I knew that wedding back then, it was a bit hard to get into because all you did was a wedding bouquet. It wasn't like what we do now. Okay, so you go
Now
into...
you've got the whole package.
Yes.
زينة بالكنيسة بالصالة بالبيوت
بالبول.
everywhere.
Look, my love was the church. I loved decorating the church. I knew no one in Australia did the decorations. So I would be inspired with Lebanon weddings, and my dad would bring me back magazines. And I'm like, I want to do this here. Nobody does here. And that's how I started. And from there, I got to meet a lot of people. And being part of people's most...
You've created breathtaking floral designs for weddings of parents and later their children.
Yes.
What does that kind of generational trust mean to you particularly?
It's an honor and a privilege. Like sometimes I have to step back. In lots of places I go and people will come up to me because I don't, at the time, I'm so passionate about what I do. There's nothing behind it other than, as you said, I pray for my brides to be happy on the day of their wedding day. I actually see...
You're always anxious until you hear that word. It's amazing.
Like, I think a lot of people that whinge about being in the event industry, then you shouldn't be in it because you got to give up a lot. It's sacrifice. And there's no one that's been successful in life without having a group of people behind her that's supporting her. So even so, I have had 4 children. So 2
كمان
prior.
4. حلو كتير اليوم.
And it took me 10 years to have another 2. So I had in my teens and then I had in my 30s. And that's because I was building that business because my passion and my love.
There were a lot of challenges, of course.
There was challenges, of course, in everything in life. If you are passionate and you love what you do, there's going to be a challenge because there's this extra thing that no one has, which is a care.
مرات بينطلب منك ورد مش موجود بالسوق، شو بتعملي؟
هلا كنت I used to lose a lot of sleep. كنت نام ولا grow out. No, you have to. I want my bride to be happy because it was all about making her happy. And look, because I've been in it for so long now, you realize, and there's a lot more education behind where florals come from. We import a lot. 30 years ago, we grew a lot in Australia. And now the whole industry's changed, we import. So I think now when you don't have something available, there's 100 other beautiful things you can choose from. So I explain.
طبيعي ولا اصطناعي على السريع؟
شو
بتفضلي؟
أكيد طبيعي.
طبيعي أحلى.
ما في شيء مثل الطبيعة. God's nature. But again, it goes back to budget. Because
أغلى بكتير. ما هيك؟
Yes, because you can, when it's for your wedding and it's only 5 hours at night and you can cheat it to fit into someone's budget, then China is mixing the silk with the fresh for the brides that really want that beautiful, luscious, fresh look. It works.
Wally, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Happy New Year مجددا لإلك. Wally, طبعا دايما ببداية كل سنة بنلتقى نحن وياك، بس اليوم بدي أسألك شو هي أهم وأبرز المحطات اللي عم تشتغل عليها لهالسنة هيدي، أهداف رئيسية لغرفة التجارة للعام 2026.
سوزان ثانك يو فيري ماتش، بنشكرك على كل شيء بتعمليه.
بدي أسألك عنهم يعني، بس إنه هيدا أول سؤال.
لأنه بدي منك بس شغلة صغيرة، لأنه قدرت عملت اختصار مقدمة صغيرة عن كل شخص.
حلو.
لأنه بالطريقة هيدي بتعبر عنهم شو هن، لأنه بالنهاية غرفة التجارة بتساعد الأشخاص حتى يتألقوا ويحققوا أحلامهم ويعملوا الأفكار اللي بدهم إياها. يعني نحن منا إلا طريقة أو سبل حتى نساعدهم بالنجاح تبعهم. هذا هدف من أهداف غرفة التجارة تبعها. إذا في بس quickly. So there's something profoundly special about being entrusted with life's most meaningful moments, not just once, but across generations. From creating wedding celebration for parents to years later designing the weddings for their children and families, each event becomes part of an ever-growing family story. It's a rare privilege to witness families evolve, love deepen, and new chapters begin, and all told through flowers that carry meaning far beyond the day itself. So that's Dina El Khair for you. Antoinette is a woman of strength and grace, a devoted mother and a visionary entrepreneur. With heart and determination, she turns purpose into action and challenges into opportunity. She rises by lifting others, building confidence, community, and lasting impact beyond business alone. Antoinette represents women who dare to dream boldly, act courageously, and leave a legacy built on service, resilience, and community. وهودي هالكلام هذا بيعبر عن شخصين يلي هن من المجتمع تبعنا يلي هو
ثانك يو
فخورين
ولي.
فيه.
مجتمعنا طبعا العربي، وهلا في كتير رح يزعلوا منك، هي اول مره بتعملها بس مع دينا ومع
بس لانه هن بيمثلوا،
بتجي على الاستوديو اول مره بتعملها ولي.
بدنا نبلش سنه جديده باشياء شيء
first time he
حلو.
does it. He never wrote not even one word.
Oh, you didn't even tell us this was live. Okay? So when
That shows how much we care. That's how much we love our people, and I'm so proud of my community, to be honest. And what you do, the platform that you give us to shine and put the spotlight on these amazing people who are, humbly speaking, they don't like the spotlight, but they deserve to be put at the forefront so others feel encouraged and motivated to step up.
What are your main goals and priorities for the Chamber of Commerce in this year ahead?
Look, obviously, we want to continue cementing resilience, promoting entrepreneur mindset, and obviously promoting business leadership, but with a difference. We want to make sure that there's a community-minded attitude is embedded with anything we do, because at the end of the day, if you can't exercise your caring and your active kindness, it means nothing.
And what key issues or initiatives are currently at the top of your
At the moment,
agenda?
we're kicking this year with men's health, لأنه عم نفكر بكمان أشياء حتى نحكي عن الرجل، دور الرجل بالمجتمع،
مش بس المرأة،
والصحة وكل الأشياء هذه. وبالشهر الجاي عم نحكي على نحتفل باحتفال International Women's Day, obviously. So عم نجرب نخلق balance between, make sure everyone is being remembered, acknowledged, and promoted, and being talked about and appreciated.
على كل International Women's Day هو بشهر مارس آذار ب8 الشهر. كيف تشتغلوا أنتم مع يعني بغرفة التجارة على تمكين المرأة بعالم الأعمال وتعزيز دورها القيادي? How is the chamber working to support women in business and encourage female leadership?
By showcasing them, by giving them a chance to be elevated, by putting a spotlight. Like, for instance, Dina is an amazing person, but she exercised her love and her talent and her skills to make sure the event and the room looked amazing, feel amazing. There's a glamour, there's something beyond reasonable, expectation. So this is the passion of Dina, is being exercised through, her skills, for others to feel like surrounded by love and caring attention. Antoinette, on this occasion, she's the panel moderator. So she's going to use her skills and her passion and her determination to make sure when she's speaking to all the other speakers, they feel being sort of guided by someone who's got the experience to help them to navigate and to be shine and to tell this story, so others feel like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it.
I think the key message, we want to speak from the heart. We want to trigger the emotional response from everyone, that we together as a community can inspire each other and help uplift and promote women that want to achieve the unachievable, that have that limitation in their life. We want to say to them.
Speaking of this, Antoinette, can you share your success story and a defining maybe moment that made you realize that you had truly made your mark in the legal field?
In the legal field, it's very competitive. And in order to keep up with the legal industry, you have to study. Studying is the biggest thing. So for me, I knew that in order to build my reputation within my colleagues, I had to keep studying. And I did my master's. That was my first step, my master's in family law. Now, that's not enough. You need to keep going. Suzanne, there's only under 5% of lawyers that are accredited across all board. And in order to be accredited, you have to go through a vigorous academic process, and you are selected by the Law Society of New South Wales. I made the decision to do that in 2023. I had to go through a 4-hour exam. I had to do an interview, and I had to do that in the span of 6 months, whilst I had given birth to my daughter in July. So my daughter was 10 days old, and I did the 3.5-hour exam while my husband supported me, and when I found out the results in November that I had passed, I simply just thanked God, because I had wanted to be an accredited.
I'm sure you burst into tears.
Yes, it meant so much to me, and to me, in order to be recognised within my colleagues, I wanted to show them that I can academically sit at the table with the top 5% of
Truly a
raising
wonderful
New South
story.
Wales.
This is to other women now who can listen to us. Look at this. You can do it.
100%. With a baby on your arms,
Yeah.
with
I think
4,
sometimes-
you can do
I
it.
think
And I've got 4
sometimes-
kids as well.
I've got 3 grandchildren.
I've got 2.
One.
And 1 grandchild.
Yeah.
I have 1 grandchild.
So I've got 2 on the way. So
بدنا-
five,
يا رب.
inshallah, in a
بدنا
year.
نساعد كل واحد كل شخص تيعرف انه يقدر ياخذ هالكرسي. You have to have a seat at the table, Suzan. لانه اذا واحد عندك هالفكر وهالاتيتيود, then you can prove yourself to be ready. لانه اذا ما عندك, if you don't have a seat at the table, you're gonna become the meal. ما بدنا العالم تكون هي اللقمه. بدنا واحد يكون عنده كرسي يقدر يكون عم يشارك بالقرار ويشارك
طبعا
بالمشاريع.
absolutely
I
correct.
think sometimes having children come in gives us that extra strength, these powers.
Absolutely.
Where we're told you can't do it, but as powerful women,
It gets more challenging.
We actually say we can do it.
Yeah.
And there's some
Yeah.
mindset that clicks in
Yes.
True.
Agree.
that you just know. Like I gave birth, and 3 days later, so I worked my labour to be Isaiah St. Charles Church.
Oh, wow.
I finished at 4 o'clock. I went to the hospital. I got induced, and I was back
So حلو.
on Wednesday. So I
Wow.
didn't let down the wedding
ما شرب الكم
of
معك.
500.
ما شرب الكم
But I
معك.
still remember it like today. I still see the bride and groom. He's got teenage boys now. And I say, you gave me so much anxiety that I had to induce myself to be back in your wedding.
Oh my goodness. My
But
goodness.
these are the stories that when powerful women in their mind, we're set for this. We've got this. And when you give your word to someone, like she just said, she didn't go away. I know that feeling, because when I used to not go away because my anxiety was so full on that I'd rather stay here and be in control because I'm going to come back to 10 weddings, the first week of New Year. I know that feeling because it's someone's relying on you.
That's right. And I think, Suzanne, the values that we uphold, the biggest one is humility. We put our lives in the hands of others, and we're willing to do whatever is necessary to make them happy at no cost.
Yes.
And that's what I find with Dina, especially with her work, being able to put your life and do what is necessary to make it happen is a big attribute and values. To be a great leader today, you need to have that value of being
Antoinette,
humble.
is there any case you are most proud of?
There are many cases.
Professionally and personally, على
That's a difficult
الصعيدين.
question.
Because it's different.
I think there are many times where people have said to me that I'm not good enough. And many times I've walked into that courtroom and being in front of a judge that looks at you and does not give you the opportunity. Many times in my cases, I see myself as a voice for my clients. When the judge says to me, no, I don't need to hear this, I speak up for my clients and I say, no, you have to listen to my client's story and this is what you need to hear. And I would read a particular document from a subpoena that speaks about my client's hardship. So then the judge is able to put themselves in the position of my client.
So they obliged in a way.
Yeah, correct. And some judges don't want to listen, but it takes strength to tell them, no, you have to listen. And having that courage.
نيالهم لأنه أنت محامية.
No, but sometimes they don't want to listen, and you have to have the strength to be able to tell them, no, you need to listen. This is what my client's case is, because in their mind they're thinking something else, and you need to be able to direct it. In my personal life, just being able to navigate family dynamics, and marriage is not easy, especially when you're a career businesswoman and you want to be able to navigate that part of your life. And I think being able to stay consistent, finding the right person, and always working on focusing on these things, they're very important.
Have you ever noticed changes over the years in how women are represented and supported in the legal profession?
Yes, 100%. Before COVID, there was no such thing as flexibility. You were not able to work from home even after giving birth. And that's the main reason that my story is that I worked for other firms. I built those, worked hard to grow those practices. But when it came to me giving birth, I was seen as a number. I was not treated as a person. They did not see the passion that I had to come back and continue my career pathway. And that's the difficulty with females in the industry back then. Now it's different. Now females can work from home. It's recognized to a certain extent. I believe that
بس مش على طول رح تكون working from home. يعني
correct. As a business owner, I do understand that as a mother, you need to be there for your children, and I offer that flexibility with my staff. However, culture is a big thing, but going back to face-to-face interaction in the industry,
It's important.
It's very important. Going to meet your client, to come to your office so you could see and feel and understand them.
Does it go better when you speak their language؟ يعني أنت من مصر
صح.
اوكي، يعني اذا اجوا مثلا تنقول موكلين انت تهتمي بقضاياهم من الجاليه from the Arabic community.
صح.
Is it like بيكون افضل، ويمكن مثلا بتحسيهم مرتاحين اكثر، ما هيك؟
طبعا لما بكلمهم بقول لهم انا بكلم مصري، و بكلمهم عربي، بيحبوا يكلموا معي وبيقولوا لي their story. They feel more comfortable to tell me their story.
Absolutely. بتحسي كأنك منهم وفيهم. هرجع لعند دينا. دينا، من وين بتستمدي أفكارك؟ Where do you get your inspiration?
I don't know. From God. I've always been a very creative. Ever since I was a young girl, I remember creating things that didn't exist. So I think creativity, we're born with it. And the ideas would come up, and I know I'm very creative because these days you can't. I became who I am because of the things I brought into the community. I was servicing mainly the Lebanese community at the time when I first started weddings. So there was no arches I can buy in Australia to make an arch in front of a doorway. I had to create that. So I would come up with the idea and I'd say to Dad, I need you to create this for me. Now you know, because I was in the days where there wasn't, you can just buy from China. We didn't have that. I'm talking to, I'm almost 3
No, you can buy
generations.
فيك تشتري كل شيء.
كل شيء.
حتى موجود بأستراليا كمان. يعني even you can buy them in here because the suppliers are in here. شو هو أكتر حفل زفاف، أو what are your most memorable or emotional wedding projects, and why do you think that it stands out?
I think all my weddings, I can't pick one.
ما في ولا واحد.
ولا واحد.
بس أكيد في ناس بيقولوا لك أنا بدي تعملي لي عرسي مثل عرس فلان.
Khalid, you know, because I'm talking from different generations, now you see something and you can already imagine it. My most weddings that I feel I'm more connected to are the ones that trusted in me. The ones that didn't have a vision. That came and I, through meeting them...
create something for us.
Well, she just said it. I have to meet you. We're personal. This is not a transaction. And this is why it's so, people might think it's a wedding, but, you know, you charge so much money for this wedding and it's not put on the level of this care. But to someone that's getting married and you have someone that's caring for your wedding and making sure from you know, to be that everything in between, you have someone that's caring for it.
Sometimes it's so challenging because they come in with an idea and they got it from AI.
Well, Suzan, let me tell you something from a corporate perspective. القالة دينا تبع الشايمة دي شيء قلت لها لدينا Nela, look, we trust you, do whatever I need to do and impress us.
It was amazing, the green color.
Let me tell you, the impression, even the Premier himself was talking about it and sharing on his social media. She helped put us on a pedestal that is just, wow, to impress.
That's all I need, but I just need that trust.
That trust.
So when I'm working with clients, and I know from my very first meeting, I need to have that trust.
The green, it was amazing.
I
الجرين الطاغي.
Enchanting forest.
I believed in the green because I wanted that kind of,
feeling.
everyone to be in heaven.
Yeah.
Everyone uniting together.
Amazing.
Under one
حياة, لأنه الجرين is just
Yes. And,
Nature.
and we are from a community that's so diverse, and I wanted everyone to feel that we're all one in this garden of heaven, and it doesn't matter where we come from, that we're all in the one room experiencing that. And I said to Wally when I did his International Women last year, he's like, everyone's like wowing. I said, don't worry, Wally. Went to your gala dinner. Okay, knowing that I could work with Wally because he gave me the freedom. I work best with the brides that give me that freedom, but I need to get to know you. I don't book you in one meeting. My type of dealing with my clients and with my couples and my brides, I get to know them on a personal level. So I don't just become their stylist for the
تغرب تعرفي الألوان. You can just tell what the colors they like most. And do you ask them about that?
of
Is it
course.
something that comes naturally?
I always say now it's different than before. Now I try and tell people, go, because it's just like your clothes. You find that if you love a certain style, you'll buy the same style 10 times. So the bride that's looking at different inspirational photos, she's looking at similar things over and over. So I start off with them sending me a few photos. From that photos, I know her vision. And from there, then we talk about budget, because it's all about budget. And the problem with Australia at the moment, we are so expensive. Everything costs us 10 times more to bring in.
And it's
Our
all about
workers are more
budget. الله يعين يعني العريس
Yes.
والعروس.
Yes.
Because they have to cop all this.
I have children. Both my children got married last year. So I had one that got married 12 years ago.
بس هني وفروا الفلاورز.
ما وفر because I still have to spend. I have to pay. بالعكس I have to go extra.
I know, بس إنه الماما عم تدفع مش هني.
لا صالح دفع.
Because I was Dina El Khair, I was put that I have to go to another level.
Amazing.
There's a lot of pressure.
I'd like to have a look at the photos. I wasn't there, so
Yeah, it was very,
I want to see how it is.
It was beautiful.
بس فعلا تهانينا لكم اثنيناتكم على النجاح وتهانينا لولي. بالنهاية نصيحة, an advice that you can give. And I would like to thank you so much for being in here and for sharing your stories, your lovely stories. So بنبلش ب Antoinette.
Firstly, I just want to say as well, thank you for having us here. And because my boys are listening, they're old enough. So I want to say hi, Xavier, Zach, Lucas, and Claudia. The biggest inspiration to everyone that I would like to say is follow your heart, and you can achieve. The sky is the limit. As long as you follow your heart, be passionate with what you want to do, and make sure you have the right support around you, and you can achieve whatever you need to achieve.
حدا من أولادك بده يعمل محامي أو
لا لسه صغيرين بس الأكبر واحد عايز يكون محامي.
حلو. مبين من هن صغار. يكون عندهم أسلوب الحجة. And yourself, what's your advice maybe to women who want to open a florist business?
My advice to every woman, follow your passion. You don't need, we're all born different with different abilities. Okay, so find that ability. When you take on anything, do it with all your heart. Don't do it halfway. If it's halfway, then that's not your passion. Keep searching for your passion, and you'll feel like every day when you get up, you're not going to work.
Dina?
You're going to serve a community. Put your heart where it does two things. Feeds your tummy and feeds your heart.
Amazing.
And then
Amazing.
you'll be doing it forever.
هلا بالبيت عندك محل؟
محل?
عندك محل بالبيت بعد قد ما في عندك arches و
No, in the warehouse. So I have a.
بس بالأول بلشتي بالبيت إيه؟
No, I didn't. I started in the florist.
Bravo.
Yeah, always in the florist. But yeah, I moved from the small florist in Panchua, and now I'm the big warehouse as well. So that helps support my business. And I also, you know, work with a lot of amazing suppliers. I wouldn't be Dina Khair today without my amazing suppliers.
تحية لهم جميعا.
And venues.
وتحية لأولادكم لأولاد الأنطوانيت لأنهم متحملين أول شيء.
Suzan, once again نحن عم نشكرك على كل الخدمات اللي بتعطينا إياها and opportunities to shine and put a spotlight on these amazing people who always like to stay behind the scene. Two things. It's important to surround yourself with amazing people. It's important that you stick to your moral compass. And it's important that to stick to your values. And from a Chamber of Commerce perspective, I encourage every person out there to support the local businesses.
شكرا.
Thank you very much.
شكرا جزيلا أحبائي. وقفة صغيرة وبنرجع لبرامجنا. بنشكر طبعا اليوم دينا الخير، بنشكر أنتوانيت خليل وأيضا ولي مهنا مع حفظ الألقاب. إذا كنتوا حابين تتابعوا حلقاتنا دائما من خلال صفحتنا على السوشيال ميديا صوت الغد أستراليا. تحية لكل اللي انضموا لنا. وقفة ونعود. نشرة الأخبار تأخرنا عليها بس رح نكون نحن وياكم مع بعد لحظات قليلة. كونوا معنا.